Now, the Bible is loaded with myths, where Moses parts the Red Sea. God could have put the people right on the other side without parting the Red Sea. All the stories made it terrible. I don't read the comic strips. I read the Bible. Because the Bible is myths that are so low grade that it would take a population that was deliberately uneducated to be able to be moved by that. Of course, the average person works hard all their life, and they say, what have I got to show for it? Well, after you kick the bucket, there's everything up there for you. No fees, no debt, no money, no servitude, no social stratification, and no ownership of anything. And that was what we're planning on. The Venus Project is to build a world without money. So that you understand what I'm talking about. If you're shipwrecked on an island, both you guys, and say you had $10 million, he had gold, diamonds, rubies. The island has no fish, no water, and no arable land. You have nothing. You can't eat the money. You can't eat the gold. So what is real value? Resources. Another guy comes over and he says, what if we had ethical people in government, the most ethical people in the world, all through the government of the world? If you ran out of resources, think about this, you'd have stealing, lying, cheating, no matter how ethical people are in charge. So if you live near a waterfall of drinking water, beautiful water, lots of it, nobody steals it. I've never seen a guy in Jamaica, I lived there for a while, a place called Ochos Rios, where 8 rivers come together. Beautiful water. Nobody ever comes at night and fills a bucket and runs away. There's so much of it. The air you breathe is absolutely valuable to life. There's no price tag on it. Why? Because it's so abundant they can't control it. But if you begin to run out of water, which we're doing now, it's $1 for a glass of water. Who does all these things? What is a government? Well, these are a bunch of ignoramuses, all governments, all through history. Your presidents have been stupid people all the way back. Now, our problems are not political, they're technical. Everything that you have, I'd like you to listen to what I say, don't get angry. Think about it. Everything that you have, your washing machine, your electric light, your automobiles, your airplanes, are all technical. Without those things, you'd be pulling boats, slavery. You'd be whipped and beaten into slavery. So technology is on the backs of probably no more than 20 people, gave us everything. The Edisons, Louis Pasteur. If it wasn't him, we'd all be dead. So the real things that you have that work for you are technical. For example, if you're driving a car, it says, caution, slippery when wet. We would take down all those signs, put abrasive in the highway so it's not slippery when wet. There'd be signs, drive carefully, 14 miles an hour, school crossing. The power output would be 14 miles an hour, so you can step on the gas when you want to. Now that's what I mean by technical solutions. So in order to understand me better, I would like you to get that black airplane off the shelf, and I'll show you what I mean. Be careful. It's made of ceramic. Yes. Thank you. Now if you bring it here so he can get it within the camera. You can put it on the table. This plane represents aircraft of the future. The passenger section, can you get it in the camera? Good. When the plane lands, the passenger section will be disengaged and go down into the air terminal. And another passenger section filled with 1,000 passengers will come up and lock in, because the airplane doesn't need a rest. It doesn't need a rest while people are getting out. So you can load it right away and get much more use out of aircraft.
That's awesome.
Not only that, they tell you today that under your seat is a life raft. Now, if you land in the Northern Sea in the wintertime, you're good for about 12 minutes, and you die. I don't care how big your raft is. The passenger section can be disengaged and float with all the food and everything you need. In other words, if you're flying in an airplane and the landing gear doesn't come down, and the plane has a minor accident, most people don't die when planes hit the ground. They die when the fuel spills over the engine. Fire. So when your landing gear doesn't come down, that dispels the fuel automatically. It blows the fuel out by an inert gas. Then when you come in for landing, there's less of a chance of a problem. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay. If there's anything you don't understand, interrupt me. Okay. Now, suppose you do come in for landing, or say you are coming in for landing, your landing gear doesn't come down, that blows the fuel out. That also sets a spray on the runway. Do you understand? Because the plane is connected to all these things. When we use technology that way, see, the airport's a private company. Eastern Airlines, Western Airlines, all private. When it becomes one, when all the world joins together, then we can do these wonderful things. So let me describe in further detail. Suppose you do land, and the landing gear does work, but your brakes fail. That plane can plow into people, hangars, fire, all kinds of. The minute the brakes fail, the arresting gear goes up on the runway. It's wires, stainless steel, stop the plane in the middle or the end of the runway. Now, normal people say, well, why don't they do those things? Because you don't have technicians in government. The government people elected should be at the forefront of technology, ecology, behavioral science. You have a bunch of dummies in government, lawyers and businessmen. They don't know anything. Is Obama a nice guy? Maybe so. But he doesn't know what to do. So he thinks by giving people temporary purchasing power and giving the money to the people that caused the problem in the first place, the banks and industry. If GE can't turn out a better car than Toyota, they're going to fall. If they don't offer you a blueprint of a new car that's cheaper, faster, better, higher quality, longer lasting, they can't remain in business. So what are they going to do, giving these companies or bailing out Wall Street or the banks? The banks are the most offensive organization ever conceived of. If you don't understand the meaning of that, let me lay it out for you. If you had a community, say, of 50,000 people, and that community in a monetary system, everybody in that community put 50 bucks into the community bank, owned by the whole community. So when you go to the bank to borrow money, all the profit goes to the community. Better schools, higher prices, higher salary for school teachers. See, but private banks, the biggest buildings in New York, are bank buildings. You think, gee, they put up that building with your money. Where the hell do you think they got the money to build all these fancy buildings? So if you had a food market owned by all the people of the community, you get better food, lower price, organically grown, no artificial coloring, no advertising, no bullshit. Do you follow me?
Yes.
Okay. So they tell you that, yes, but if people got things without money for nothing, that will kill incentive, getting things for nothing. Were you born in America?
Yes.
Were you? Okay. Just being born in America, you got the railway, the airplane, electric lights, the telephone. I don't think you had anything to do with them. All right, you got all that for nothing. Does it spoil you? Of course not. Think about it. Anybody born in any advanced country gets the railway, telephone, musical instruments, radio, all for nothing. That doesn't spoil you.